8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Yet to occupy the top spot, rookie MCK FPV has been DRL's most consistent pilot so far this season.
Oh, let's go, baby!
Will he finally fly himself to his first level win tonight?
That's what I'm talking about!
The track may be virtual, but the physics, the controller movements, and the racing are real. This is Drone Racing.
It's just a pleasure to be here.
This is DRL. Welcome to the DRL Algorand World Championship, the premier international drone racing circuit. We've made it to Level 6, Biosphere, the fourth virtual sim event of our hybrid season, and the racing is set to start. Hello everybody, alongside two-time DRL World Champion Evan Heads Up Turner, as well as drone racing pilot Tony Niddle. I'm Craig Hummer. Guys, we're going to see MCK in the second semifinal. So Evan, let's address the elephant in the room as it pertains to our overall series leader, Halo Walker. Obviously, it's great to be in the #1 spot, but as you often know, sometimes that target can change the dynamics of the way a pilot flies.
Halo Walker was accustomed to being the underdog after a not-so-spectacular rookie season. But this year he came out swinging, and the first couple races he was able to get a win and be a dominant lead in the seasonal standings. Now, it may have gotten into his head. In the past 3 sim races, he got 4th 3 times consecutively, and it seems to have gotten in his head. I had a conversation with him earlier this week, and he told me just that. I told him I'd been in those exact shoes, and it was one of the hardest things I'd ever done in my drone racing career to get out of that slump. I'm excited to see him attempt to do that, but I believe that he can.
TK, every course is built to be unique and challenging, but I know there's one specific element here in the Biosphere that's caught your attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, most of the course is a sweeping full throttle course, and the most dramatic exception to that is the Algorand stacked gate, which is exceptionally technical, and in my opinion, will be the main differentiator on this track tonight.
Let's meet our pilots and the colors they will fly here in semifinal #1. We start with our overall series leader, Halo Walker, in Germany, flying pink. Pavelos in Poland flies orange and white. Amari in Iowa, white. Seba FPV in the Dominican Republic, green and white. Singu over in Spain flies orange. And Gab 707 in Canada flies yellow. Semifinal 1, Heat 1. Our first 6 start to dissect the ecosystem. An early lead for Amari in white. They'll now head to the points cache gate. A sweeping right turn. That sends them over the observatory. Amari in white still in the lead. Halo Walker in pink in second.
Here comes the Algorand stack right here. This is where it's going to separate the best from the rest. Amari with an incredible line. He does so well under pressure from that veteran experience, and it's showing right here, pulling ahead of Halo Walker.
Here's the setup for the tower. They'll try to cut it as close as possible. Another good maneuver for Amari in white as he protects that lead through the Google Cloud gate. They'll head down to the U.S. Air Force gate for a second time. That sets up lap #2, but a great inside move by Halo Walker. He has taken the lead as they head up over the observatory again.
This is where the race is going to be won here in the Algorand stack. Halo Walker and Amari have very different lines as they split here, but looks like Halo Walker comes high and is actually ahead, blade to blade, with Amari coming down to the T-Mobile gate.
Halo Walker in pink, Amari in white. But no, it looks like now you've got Pavelos in there as well. The top 2 and top 3 are going to set up for one final turn. It's going to be a left through the Pentagate and a short sprint to the finish. Halo Walker takes heat #1.
Yeah, let's start 2023 with a win, baby! Woo!
Good job.
Yeah!
My second wrap around the
Thank you.
The tower
Thank
was
you.
so blown out.
Yeah. That first seed, everything was so wide. Oh. Good race, boys.
Race Halo.
Halo Walker set to join the fourth member of our team, Layla Anna Lee.
Can I turn my...
My heartbeat's up there, dude.
Hello, Walker. I'm excited to speak to you today. Evan teed up the show talking about your confidence and the potential reset that you needed to have before today. Tell me, how was that for you?
That was a huge confidence boost right there. Starting out the new year with the heat win right there, and knowing that all these guys are really fast on this track, and especially a technical track not really suiting my style, and still making it to finals is great.
And ahead of today's race, was there something you needed to shake off? And if so, how did you do it?
I was a bit nervous because I knew Biosphere in the past has been one of the more technical courses. So I was kind of already preparing myself for a bit of a letdown in qualifying, but I managed to be up there in qualifying and still keep up with all the other guys, and this is great. It's going great.
It is indeed. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Halo Walker clearly happy with that win, and it comes with a time of 1:10.326, about 25/100ths ahead of Amari.
Halo Walker certainly earned this one as he fought hard to keep it. Take a look here at the Google Cloud Gate. Halo Walker doesn't quite have the lead. Amari had him on the turn, but Halo Walker somehow pulls into the Cloud Gate with just enough speed to edge out the final turn and from lap 1 and take him in lap 2. Now from there, it was just a little back and forth from the two, but ultimately Halo taking it all the way to the end. Let's go back and take a closer look at how Halo operated so well on that approach. Here he is with Amari in white, Halo Walker in pink, both approaching. You can see Amari's got the lead. Now watch as they go through the Google Cloud Gate. The approach is slightly different, but Halo Walker hugs the inside, and that alone gives him the advantage.
Evan, this is what it looked like from Pavelos' point of view.
We are watching textbook blade-to-blade racing between Amari and Halo Walker. Coming through the Algorand stack, they split apart, and actually Amari had a much better line. You see the pink drone of Halo Walker chasing down Amari through the T-Mobile section, and this seems to be where Halo Walker is strong. Coming around this tower into the Google Cloud Gate, a very difficult portion of the track where the pilots really do a blind turn. And now the Air Force Pentagon, Halo Walker sweeps past Amari. I'm not sure what he's doing different, but their lines pulled away from each other, and once they met back together, Halo Walker exited with way more speed. I predicted that Amari was going to pull ahead in the Algorand stack, but that is not what happened. Halo Walker held his ground and really found another gear here. You heard in the courtship at the end that Amari said he just didn't have what it took at the end in this Google Cloud 180 to keep up with Halo Walker, and that gave Halo Walker a sizable lead going into the finish gate.
Especially in semifinals, finishing in first is of paramount importance. With that win, Halo Walker books his ticket for the finals. All 12 pilots race each level. They're seeded into 2 semifinal groups, with the top 3 from each advancing to the finals. There, the winner of the Golden Heat will be your level champion. The pilots earn season points based on their overall level finish. The pilot with the most points at the end of the season is the DRL Algorand World Champion. Each heat is 2 laps around this Biosphere track. TK, take us through it.
Off the start, pilots head to the U.S. Air Force Penny Gate to the U-turn at the Points Cache Gate. Then it's up and over the observatory, a dive through the Dragonfly Diamond Gate, and a twisted turn through the Algorand Stacked Gate. Pilots head over the roof and down through the T-Mobile Gate, then head up and over the building before turning around the tower to the Google Cloud Gate. Then through the Penny Gate and lap 2, or turn toward the finish.
Halo handles the pressure and sends a strong message. Level 6 is just getting started.
The Algorand ecosystem is where monumental change takes shape. So come transform the world with us on Algorand.
It's going to be close. Yeah!
Mortals.
We're here at the training facility with Gotham FC, and for the very first time, we're going to have the FPV drone on the field with the players as they're training. We're hoping to get some really unique shots and something you've never seen before.
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By T-Mobile, stay connected with more 5G bars in more places. And by Points Cash, freedom to pay your way. Welcome back to Level 6 Biosphere. We're one heat into our first semifinal, and already Halo Walker has qualified for the finals. Now here in the semifinals, they'll fly 3 regular heats, with each heat winner automatically advancing to the finals. Everyone else is subject to sudden death, where only the winner is guaranteed to advance. Evan, all credit, of course, to Halo, but let's talk the guy that came in second, Amari, who's been known throughout his tenure here in DRL as a fantastic sim pilot. We just hadn't seen it yet this season, but there he made it seem like he just simply flipped a switch and was competitive.
Yes, after the worst season start of his career, Amari appears to have had some form of epiphany, if you will, bringing in his first podium finish of the year in level 5. He was holding a candle there to Halo Walker and actually was having some lead changes. I think whatever Amari figured out is playing to his advantage, and if he can keep up that confidence that he's had in the previous seasons, he's going to be a dangerous force throughout the rest of this season.
Semi-final 1, Heat 2. Observation hours are over. Time to act as Amari, again the white drone with an early lead. Halo Walker over in pink as they go through the points cash gate has found the front, but it is the pink drone of Halo Walker, the white drone of Amari, and the orange and white drone of Pavelos in the top 3.
We are seeing a 3- or 4-way battle amongst these pilots, looking like Gab 707 getting some drone damage, pulling him to the back of the pack, but Halo Walker running away with it. He was our highest qualifying pilot in this, so that is something that we can expect. But, oh my goodness, almost a full tail lead now over the other pilots, with everyone getting drone damage now.
Well, I'm glad you noted that, my friend, because, yeah, Halo Walker has been smooth and clean so far. Back over the observation deck. Now he goes through the diamond. Here's the Algorand stack. No problem at all as he continues to increase his advantage.
Yes, literally every other pilot aside from Halo Walker has drone damage right now. This is a practice heat, if anything, for Halo. This will build his confidence that he needs after those 3-4s from the previous levels. This is exactly what he needs to finish off strong in the semifinals going into finals.
Back to back. Whoa, no! Halo Walker missed the finish, guys. Unbelievable.
Yellow. Dang. Okay.
Seba gets the win.
I
the heck did you do?
Talk about a shocker.
Oh.
Remember when I said I kept
Okay.
clicking the finish in qualifying? That's exactly what happened right there.
Whoa.
But it flung me out of the gate. It didn't fling me into the gate.
That's gonna be the single obstacle.
Siva, an unbelievably dramatic run there, which opened doors for you to go straight through. How does it feel to make the most and capitalize at that moment?
It feels pretty good, actually. The past couple races have been really tough for me, but finally I had the opportunity to win, so it feels really nice.
When you see those moments happen and be able to capitalize like that, how important is it for you that just being consistent, sometimes being safe and being ready, how important is that to you?
Yeah, actually it's very like, you have to be really consistent on this track because one element of the track it's really hard, so it's really easy to crash, but I had the chance to be consistent this round and won, so I think it's really great to be consistent.
This is, of course, your rookie season. We're still getting to know you as a pilot. What can we expect from you as you advance?
I think you can expect from me winning more, so it's only the beginning, so I just have to win more.
Amazing. We're excited to watch it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Great perspective from Seba as he hopes this is something to build on. His first ever heat win as a DRL pilot. He does it in a time of 113.018.
Just goes to show it ain't over till you actually cross that finish line. Well, for Halo Walker, it was a different story. Take a look as he slams into the side of the finish gate with just nothing but his jaw wide open. And the rest of the pilots cruise on in. Let's take a closer look. What happened? How did Halo Walker run into the side of the gate? Well, you can see here on his turn, he's a little wide to the approach, and he's not pulling the drone downwards into that gate. He just continues to let it float, smacks into the side of the gate, and watches the victories pass on to the others.
Taking a look from Seba's perspective, Evan, and things dramatically changed in terms of his fortunes.
Indeed. As someone who has watched his first DRL win over and over and over again, I know for a fact Seba is going to cherish this exact moment for many, many years to come. It was, look at this, he hits the roof there and it looks like he's completely out of it. But he doesn't give up. Look, he is in last place right now. 4 or 5 drones in front of him. Halo Walker with an easy win. But Seba did not give up. He had minimal drone damage, but that means that his drone was significantly slower than everyone else's. He played the smart move and noticed that everyone else was starting to collect drone damage too. The Algorand stack took down half the field, it seemed, leaving just Amari and Halo Walker in front of him. Again, Seba could have kept pushing and tried to make a move, but he just stayed consistent. There goes Amari down at the Google Cloud Gate, and Halo Walker, miles ahead, explodes his drone on the finish gate.
So his first ever career win will result in his first ever career final. Both Halo Walker and Seba now advancing out of semifinal 1. Pavelos has quietly climbed the season standings this year, currently sitting in 5th, through 5 events. But this rookie from Poland is not keeping quiet about his confidence. Here's a look at why he flies, presented by Dragonfly.
I fly because I love doing it. It's one of the things that really puts a smile on my face. There's nothing else in the world that makes me as happy. I built my very first drone as a school project. I just wanted to build something cool, and then once I actually started flying drones, that totally got me hooked.
From Krakow, Poland, let's hear it for Pavelos!
I'm the first pilot from Poland to ever compete in the drone racing league. I just feel honored and excited.
Let's go!
It's a great feeling. I'm representing my own country.
All the way from Poland, he has been training for months trying to prepare for this moment right here.
Pavelos absolutely has the speed to be able to stay in front of this pack.
Gonna get it, cheer on Pavelos, your winner of Sunday!
I feel like I'm being a little bit underestimated by the other pilots. I might be the underdog this season, but I am gonna prove everyone wrong.
Visit ProjectDroneGalaxy.com to join the Discord. Help name DRL and Algorand's fly-to-own game. That last heat proved nothing less than 100% focus 100% of the time will do. Are there more surprises in store? Stay with us.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
So I'm really excited to be out here today. We have a bunch of really awesome airmen who are going to show us around. We're going to get some hands-on time with a lot of the stuff that they get to use through their airman training, and I'm super excited for it.
It'll be interesting to see their perspective change a little bit with all of the different things we have planned on for today.
All right, welcome guys. This is the U.S. Air Force Centrifuge. Every pilot that's going to go off and fly fighters, they're going to come visit us. The device is capable up to 20 Gs. It would never spin to that with people inside of it. However, on the research side, we could spin 20 Gs with some equipment.
Running.
Oh my gosh.
Keep that trigger engaged, coming down, stay tight, and...
Oh my gosh. No way.
Oh my goodness.
The Strong Lab is the Air Force's exercise science laboratory. Pulling G's requires holding onto a lot of isometric strength, right, in your core. Today, we'll be measuring your power, body composition, how fast you recover, how well you move.
Go, 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 go.
Jelly.
Today, we're going to do a couple different neuromodulation techniques that are going to help improve your flying performance.
Seeing the process and the preparedness that the airmen went through to go out and fly missions and figuring out like how can we integrate that into things that we're trying to do as professional drone racers, it's really exciting.
Collectively, we are going forward and being able to be the best pilots that we can be.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to Level 6 Biosphere. 2 heats into semifinal 1, and both Halo Walker and Seba FPV have qualified for the finals. It's early in the 2022-2023 DRL Algorand World Championship season. Let's show you where things stand after 5 levels of racing. Look at that, 5 countries in the top 6. Halo Walker leads by 7 points ahead of MCK FPV, but MCK only 1 point ahead of Alex FPV, with Vanover and Pavelos rounding out the top 5. Evan, as we get set for heat number 3, let's put that mental gaffe of Halos aside and just really celebrate Seba's accomplishment. I mean, talk about perhaps a career path divergence. I mean, he basically, at least statistically, had done nothing until that heat win. Now he really does have something to build on.
The factor of the matter is this. Being a rookie is hard. We see it time and time again. You see someone like MCK coming in, thought to be a dominant force in the league, struggling early on. Pavelos, somebody who came in, an incredible pilot on the DRL sim, having some bobbles and struggles. And it just goes to show that some rookies learn faster than others. We have the best pilots in the world, we know that, but they're adjusting to what DRL is like and this big stage. Seba maybe took a little bit longer to learn, but he's showing up today. We're going to see him in finals, and I think this could be a kickstart to his career here on the Drone Racing League.
Semifinal 1, Heat 3. Push past the system's parameters. This is a quick start once again for Amari in white, but Seba right there in green in the top 2. He's dropped back now. Halo Walker in pink has moved to the lead as they set up for that Dragonfly Diamond, and of course the Algorand stack.
The stakes are high for Amari and Pavelos specifically. They don't have a win, and if another pilot gets a win, they are not in the finals. The season points matter more and more the further we get through these races, so the stakes are continuing to get higher.
Through the Google Cloud gate, great turn by Halo in pink as he leads down to that U.S. Air Force gate, the start of lap number 2. Oh, but Halo once again has taken himself out. So even though Halo's got a win, he now has 2 major gaffes, and that leaves Pavelos in orange and white in the lead as they go through the Algorand stack.
This is a 1v1 battle to the death right here. Pavelos and Amari blade to blade, pushing for that last spot in the finals. There is no one else even remotely close. They are running out of turns, and who is going to make it to finals?
Whoever wins advances. Whoever doesn't goes home. One final turn through the Pentagate. Inside line. Who's it going to be? It's Pavelos who gets the win.
Nice, nice.
Congrats. Good job.
Congrats.
Good run, man. Couldn't get up. Let's go!
Dude, I crashed on the Pentagon gate. What?
Come on.
What am I doing?
Oh my god. Thank God.
Pavelos, congratulations. Good to see you go through. Tell me a little bit about your emotions ahead of this race.
To be honest, I was really in my own head because, you know, Seba came out of nowhere in the last heat, and it was all or nothing pretty much. I went maximum push, and yeah, somehow it worked out.
And your confidence levels going into this race, were they any different?
Yeah, this heat, my confidence was pretty low because of my 2 crashes in the previous heat. As you can see, like the tower is pretty tough. It's a tough element, and somehow it worked out. My line worked out this heat, so I'm really happy.
And now you know who you're going through with as you face those 3. What's your plan?
My game plan is to just push, go fast, and don't look back.
You make it sound simple. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Layla.
Taking a look at the heat results, our 3rd separate winner, as Evan noted, means there will be no need for sudden death. Pavelos gets this win in a very respectable 110.139. Now we look at the view from Amari, and Evan, you called it as well, right? It became 1v1 at the end.
My heart was absolutely racing throughout the entirety of this heat. Halo Walker had a strong lead, but these past 2 heats has made unforced errors. He's in the finals, but that's not going to be good for his mental state going in there, and we're going to see it coming up here. He comes through the Google Cloud section and down to the Pentagon gate. An easy gate. It's a huge Pentagon gate, and boom, Halo Walker out, leaving just Amari and Pavel to finish this one out. Over the observatory they go, and Amari was actually quite far back. Coming to the stat gate, this is definitely where Amari was strong, and he knew that he had to make something up, and that he did, closing the gap significantly over the orange and white drone of Pavel. He was running out of time, and he's running out of time in the seasonal points as well. It was very important for Amari to move on, but tonight just wasn't his night, with Pavel going to the finals to further his lead in the seasonal points.
So we now know who will move on out of semifinal 1, Pavelos, Seba, and Halo Walker. Twists and turns, excitement and drama. That was just semifinal number 1. Semifinal number 2 is up next.
Hitting the road, not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Welcome to the premier international drone racing circuit. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League.
We've teamed up with Drone Racing League to fuel 5G innovation in 2 fast-growing markets, drones and tech-powered sports.
T-Mobile is building the largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network in the country. And DRL is building a new sport that depends on using innovative technology to create an audience experience like no one has ever seen before.
In the past, the analog video that's come through is not very clear and not very clean. With T-Mobile 5G wireless technology, we get a crystal clear image. Now that the field test has proven to be a success, it's time to build a fleet of these drones and take them to DRL races and T-Mobile events and really show the world what this drone can do.
This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see this 5G drone take flight.
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By Dragonfly, North America made and manufactured drone and AI solutions. And by the U.S. Air Force. Aim high. Welcome back to Level 6 Biosphere. After a very entertaining semifinal 1, we now have 3 pilots who have qualified the finals. 3 more spots are now up for grabs as we get set for semifinal number 2. Evan, a month ago, we all were here, right? We had 3 consecutive sim levels on 3 consecutive nights. MCK had back-to-back-to-back seconds. Has coming that close that many times haunted him this past month?
I don't think it's haunted him. I think he's playing the best strategy he possibly could. He's not like these other pilots that are getting first and then not making finals, and then second and then not making finals. Like Alex at PV, he's up, down, left, right. He's in the points, but MCK is by far our most consistent pilot we've seen so far, and he has the highest average finishing position. What that means is math will take its toll over the course of the season, and if he keeps doing what he's doing without even winning, he has a great shot at being the world champion.
Let's intro our new 6 and the colors they fly. We start with MCK FPV over in South Korea. He flies purple. Maverick in California flies red. Killian from France flies blue. Alex FPV, winner of the last level, he's in Tennessee flying red and blue. Vanover, the 2019 DRL World Champion from California, flies silver. And Hyper in Florida flies green. Semi-final 2, Heat 1. Another bunch of Biosphereans take to the air. It's an early lead for Maverick in red, but MCK in purple was right there for a moment. They're through the points cache gate. Maverick in red back there. Alex FPV in front right now, the red and blue drone.
Maverick and MCK both have incredible Algorand stack gates, and we're going to see just that as they pull away over the rest of the pack. But Killian and the blue drone is keeping up with them. Here comes the sweeping sections of the track that Killian's style definitely is strongly suited towards.
Purple drone of MCK out in front through the Google Cloud gate. They'll go down to the U.S. Air Force gate, start of lap number 2. It's MCK purple, Maverick red, Alex red and blue. They're 1, 2, 3.
Here they go over the observatory and dropping down to our Dragonfly gate. MCK is pulling away with this one, and if he can make it through this stack gate clean, like he does, then it's going to be very difficult for a pilot like Maverick or Killian to make up a full tail on MCK.
MCK setting up for the tower. You heard Pavelos talk about how tricky that is, but he has made it look easy throughout qualifying and this first heat. It'll be one final left turn at the Penna gate, and then it's the sprint to the finish. MCK takes heat number 1.
Yup! Let's go! I had a first lap. That was rough. Absolutely.
Man,
Let's go!
That was just all about survival.
Let's go. Not survive.
Yeah. Not Killian and I ran a battle.
Fast. That battery was fast. The first lap. That's tough.
Bro, I was just all over.
MCK, a pleasure to speak to you. You make that look clinical. It's so tight. It looks so perfect. Is it all yours now? Is it yours to lose, as it were? Is it just your head that you're battling with now?
I just tried my best, but like I guess I had a pretty tight race with Maverick, especially like in this track. The ladder gate up is pretty hard for me, so I think I really have to be careful for the next races.
I'm very surprised that you say it's hard for you because you did that stack gate so smoothly. It looks like you've nailed it already. Are you just battling with yourself there? Are you being humble?
Kind of, because like when you're trying to go fast, you literally have to fly like blind, like turns, like pre-turns really hard. So I think I really have to be careful.
Well, it's exciting to watch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I like the way Layla put that, trying to make himself stay humble. Well, with wins like that, it's going to be hard to stay humble into the golden heat as MCK wins this first heat of semifinal number 2 in a time 110.103.
You give a technician a technical element, and this is what he does with it. Take a look at MCK in the purple drone as he approaches. He's neck and neck with the rest of the pack, but as he goes through the Algorand stacked gate, he comes out with a huge amount of speed and also a nice little cushion between the rest. Let's jump into a closer look at what actually happened with MCK. As he rotates down into the Dragonfly Diamond Gate, he finds himself into a bit of a wide position on the left-hand side. So he's got something to do. Swing right or cut it straight through. And his opportunity, he cuts straight through, hits the brakes, rounds it, and takes the advantage from the rest.
Killian ended up in third, and this is what it looked like for him, Evan.
Yes, he surprised me. He stayed with the pack after not having the best launch. Here we're going to see his Algorand stack line. Look at that. He does a full left barrel roll, which allows him to stay full throttle, full speed going into the gate, not having to let off like some of these other pilots. It's so interesting with drone racing that you're not just doing these flat turns, it's three-dimensional, which gives a whole new level of creativity to picking your line. He then got a fantastic third-person perspective of the battle between MCK and Maverick. MCK pulled so far away, but Maverick actually was able to claw himself back in closer. Another incredible Algorand stack gate there by Killian, getting him close to Maverick, but Maverick, that our 2022 DRL Sim champion, just has so much experience here on the sim and with this drone that it's hard for someone like Killian, a rookie, to keep up. MCK took the easy win, but Maverick was one mistake away from beating him.
We are going to see if MCK can keep his momentum moving in the positive direction, but no matter, what he's done is enough to get him to the finals already with his Heat 1 win. MCK has shown he's got what it takes. What other pilots are going to step up here in semifinal number 2? Stick around.
For more than 2 decades, Dragonfly has been engineering innovative UAV and AI solutions across industries in the public and private sectors. This year, we have released a new heavy-lift UAV capable of carrying more than 30 kilograms and the versatile Commander 3XL UAV that can accommodate a whole host of payloads, including our new LiDAR system. From landmine detection and EMS delivery drones deployed in Ukraine to our biometric insight AI, our reputation has been built on our commitment to engineer technology that saves time, money, and lives.
Drone racing has a lot of potential to motivate kids to learn about science, about electronics, about physics, about robotics, about so many things.
At the Drone Racing League, STEM is at our core. Our DRL Academy STEM program teaches students how to build, fly, and code racing drones. We inspire the next generation of innovators through the thrill, speed, and science of our sport. With custom drone kits, flying lessons, coding competitions, and panels with DRL pilots, the DRL Academy creates fun learning experiences that last a lifetime.
Hi, I'm MCK and this is my first season of DRL.
Don't let anybody be fooled. MCK is not a rookie to this sport.
MCK is probably one of the most accomplished racers outside of DRL.
Since beginning, I always wanted to be a champion of the DRL.
MCK is someone we're gonna really want to keep our eyes on. He is a rookie this year, but that doesn't mean he's really a rookie in drone racing.
Like first race, I think I tried to go too much fast. Oh, I think if I don't crash, I think I was gonna beat everyone. I think the only way to get faster is practice. I'm practicing like 3 times more than other people. Making excuse when you lose, that means you didn't practice enough. When I get stressed from school or studying, when I fly FPV with my goggles on, stress is all gone. That's why I really like FPV.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to Level 6 Biosphere. We're getting set for heat number 2 here in semifinal number 2. And if you've been tuning in, you already know that MCK has qualified for the finals. Evan, let's talk Maverick, because, hey, listen, right? He won level 4, which was in the sim, which means he's beaten MCK already. But what does he have to do specifically on this track to get there again?
If I were Maverick, I'm not going to try and outrun MCK. He's obviously super hot right now, and to reach that level of perfection in a semifinal is going to be so difficult. So what I'm going to recommend to Maverick is that he just keeps tension on MCK. He's going to be there, try and force an error. MCK can sense when another pilot is nearby, and if he can feel that Maverick is able to keep up and is able to answer those really tight turns, then it could force MCK to make an unforced error and leave Maverick there to take the win and guarantee himself a spot in finals.
Semi-final 2, Heat 2. After 4 zones, only one will win. Maverick in red, the early lead. Alex FPV, red and blue out there as well. MCK FPV, however, finds his to the front for a little. They're through the Dragonfly Diamond, setting up for the Algorand stack.
Alex FPV is not very strong in the Algorand stack gate. That is something we're going to keep in mind going forward, but where he is very, very notorious for being good is these open sweeping sections. So although he might get run away from a little bit in the Algorand stack section, we're going to look for him to pull it back into the lead pack in this open part.
MCK, the purple drone, out in front. Get used to seeing that. They'll head up over the observation deck, back down through the Dragonfly Diamond. This is where MCK excels.
Indeed, look at that purple drone. It's so graceful, so smooth, and even being so controlled, he is pulling away from the other pilots. He is so comfortable in this position right now, and although Maverick's not beating him, he is keeping that tension. But looks like Killian's trying to make a move on him as well.
MCK, the purple drone out in front. Maverick in red second. Killian, as you mentioned, in blue third, but it's back-to-back wins for MCK.
He's just built different.
So crazy.
Whoa! How, dude?
How is he so fast? Like, where?
How?
Where's the
Go!
time?
That's insane.
Come on.
Hey, Mitch, I want a throttle cap real quick.
Maverick, great to speak to you. You've always got a very confident and strong mindset, and you've said previously to me your only competition is yourself. However, this time, you've got a certain MCK in front of you. How does that fare?
Well, I mean, Minchan's in a zone right now, and it's going to be hard to break him out of that zone. So, I mean, I just need to keep racing my race. I have 2 consistent seconds. Obviously, we're going to a sudden death. And I'm going to capitalize on a mistake that he possibly might make in the 3rd heat. If not, we're going into sudden death, and we're going to capitalize on Minchan not being there. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and it's working for me.
You're at home right now, so set the scene for us a little bit. When it comes to going into sudden death, where the pressure is so high, do you try and egg yourself up and say, like, this is a really high-pressure situation, or are you trying to relax and remind yourself you're just at home?
I mean, it's just another heat, and you have to go in with that mentality. If you go in with the mentality that it's all or nothing, you're going to put too much pressure on yourself, and you're going to fail. So I just like to go out there and have fun.
So you mentioned having fun. That leads me perfectly to my last question for you. How much fun are you having?
Honestly, I haven't had so much fun in such a long time. Racing with these guys and it just being so close is a blast. So it's fun.
Good. Good to hear. Thank you.
Looking at the results of that second heat, you cannot argue with just the dominance of which MCK is feeling at the moment. Another win, this time by almost 0.7 of a second.
Well, it's obvious MCK doesn't want anyone in front of him. And take a look here. As they approach gate number 1, Maverick actually has the whole shot in the red drone, but he swings so wide that he loses it. But MCK sets up the turn beautifully. Let's jump back into his FPV view and look at what MCK does to get the pass on Maverick. So from the start, he puts himself into a beautiful position, starts his rotation early, as where Maverick starts late, which is why you see him swing by to the right side of the camera, and MCK stay tight to the left on the inside line to the next gate.
Evan Hyper tried to stay in the mix as best he could. This is what it looked like.
MCK really did run away with that one, but what you're going to see from this back group of pilots, this is going to be our sudden death group here. If MCK is able to get another win, that's going to leave this bottom 5 in a battle to the death for the top 2 to move on to finals. So really, if you take a step back and look at the big picture of who's going to move on to finals, you're going to be investigating who's sneaking in those seconds, who's maybe being consistent, who's being inconsistent. And who I'm looking at is this red and blue drone of Maverick and Killian. They seem to be battling at the front quite often, and what we saw is Vanover in the gray drone actually keep up with him for a while. He's going to be an underdog here in the sim, but when it comes down to the sudden death, he could be someone who finds another gear and performs when it counts with that veteran experience. Again, Maverick and Killian seem to be right on top of each other all the time. If they can keep doing what they're doing, they'll move on to finals, but they're just waiting for one mistake for another pilot to capitalize.
Everybody's mentioning sudden death, and Maverick even also mentioned he's just waiting for MCK to get out of there so that he will have a chance to shine. But so far, MCK, the only pilot out of semifinal 2 that is assured to move on to the final. The Algorand stacked gate is one of the most technical elements on this course. TK, take us through the maneuver, presented by the U.S. Air Force.
The Algorand stacked gate requires a balance of accuracy and timing to execute properly. Pilots approach the gate from the side, roll left to approach head-on, and quickly roll back to the right to rotate around the outside of the lower gate, while elevating through the next gate and ending with a left roll to exit the element. The ideal line has pilots reduce enough speed to pull a tight rotation, staying close to the gate, and quickly back on the throttle, exiting the gate. Approaching the gate directly will get them to the gate faster, but will cause them to enter with too much speed, forcing them to swing wide on the exit and lose momentum, which is slower.
Do you want to fly like the pros? Download the DRL Sim on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Epic Games. MCK is one win away from a semi-final sweep. Will he bust out the broom?
DRL and Google Cloud are both organizations focused on making the future happen today through technology innovation, as well as learning and development. With DRL, that's through our simulator program, and for Google Cloud, it's through their developer and learning platforms.
We're really excited to talk about how we're going to work with Google Cloud so that our fans who love technology innovation are going to be able to get their hands on our actual race data.
Now the Google Cloud gate, there it is! Vanover out in front, and he is all alone!
We're very excited about the Google Fly Cup Challenge. We're taking DRL's historical race data and giving it to Google developers. More information for the pilots means better racing and better performance.
The Google Cloud Fly Cup Challenge means that developers of all skill levels get to use that race data to come up with predictive outcomes by using Google Cloud Analytics tools, and you'll be able to give tips and tricks to the DRL pilots for their next season performance.
The race in the cloud is just the beginning of an incredibly exciting next chapter for DRL. Large-scale live racing with incredible partners like Google at events around the world.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the semifinals of Level 6 Biosphere. Now here in semifinal 2, only MCK has already qualified for the finals. And Evan, I want to go back to Layla's last interview, right, with Maverick, because, you know, you can see all the other pilots, their body language, right? It's not that they're defeated, but they're almost resigned to the fact that MCK's the man of the moment. So for Maverick as well as Killian, because they've been the closest to him, do they use this last heat before sudden death as a chance to win, or do they try to use it as a dry run to get ready for sudden death?
Definitely a dry run of sorts. They want to prove to the other pilots that they can outrun them, plain and simple. They're not going to be able to chase down MCK, at least it doesn't look like it. So they should just try and assert some dominance over the rest of the pilots, go into sudden deaths with the confidence of themselves, and be able to execute when it counts. If you're the other pilots, I say go for broke right here. Try and peek your nose out there, get in their heads a little bit, and if you can get inside a pilot's head just a little bit, if they even hesitate the slightest bit, it can be the difference between first and last place. So if I were Alex FPV, Vanover, or Hyper, I would do anything I could to get your name on that leaderboard and get Maverick and Killian thinking about him.
Semi-final 2, Heat 3. Test yourself amidst the intensity. The familiar script, Maverick and Alex fight for the early lead, but the purple drone of MCK looks to eventually move to the front. A good job by Alex FPV for the moment to be in the lead.
Alex FPV doing just as I said. He's trying to show show Killian and Maverick that he has what it takes to be up there with him. Even if they don't beat MCK here, they're going to be thinking like, oh, Alex FPV has what it takes, and we're going to have to outrun him and find that next gear. Alex FPV is the one in that blue and red drone getting in the mix of Maverick and Killian.
They're already on to lap number 2, and it is the purple drone of MCK out in front, the red drone of Maverick in second. Alex FPV, red and blue, is in third. The stack once again, no problem for MCK, but Maverick stays close. MCK has sustained a little bit of drone damage, so this might open the door for another pilot to get in before sudden death, and at the moment it looks like the red drone of Maverick has the best chance. It'll be one final turn as they drop down to the penalty gate, and does Maverick have enough? Look at this. It's going to be right to the end. And Maverick, no! MCK gets the win by 3/100ths of a second.
Did it to him.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. That was close, man. Almost had it.
Come on,
Rough.
John.
It can get prop damage and still win.
It's
Something's wild.
That's nuts, bro. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Wow.
Our level 5 champion, Alex. Tell me, how hard is it out there, because you're pushing
I mean, it is not an easy ride out there. The track's tough. There's a lot of, you know, just flick it and see what happens moments in the track, and we're flicking it, and it's just not happening right now. So going into sudden death, but thankfully our brother Min-Chan is on a whole different level here than everybody else, and he's won every heat so far, and at least we got 2 spots to try to get in through sudden death.
Now, you've mentioned that MCK is on another level. How brilliant does a drone pilot need to be to consistently fly like that, get damage, and continue to win?
Oh, it's insane. Whole different ball game. You know, we're not even in the same race as Min-Chan right now. It's Min-Chan versus Min-Chan, and we'll see who wins for sure.
Very humble for you to say that, but now how do you make sure you're still in the competition?
I mean, all I can do is the best I can do. You know, I'm going out here, I'm trying my hardest. It's not like I can try any harder, and we're just going to go out here and see what happens. Hopefully we can be in that transfer position.
Enjoy it. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
MCK does get the sweep, but he was pushed all the way. Maverick comes ever so close, but MCK gets a third win.
It was a streak of purple and red who came together towards the end. Take a look here between MCK in the purple and Maverick in the red drone. As they approach the Google Cloud gate, you can see Maverick is realizing he's only got 2 more turns to go. That gate and the one at the bottom. Well, Maverick tries the lower approach. You can see MCK in purple on the high approach. He comes in with more speed and catches him on the turn. Let's jump into the FPV view and see what actually happened in Maverick's view as he came down. You can see MCK in the purple drone just up to the top right side. He's got the advantage here. As he drops in, he's gaining more speed by using gravity to drop through that gate, and he's got the edge all the way to the finish.
Well, TK just gave us a small sample, Evan. Let's go through this heartbreaking loss from Maverick's point of view.
Indeed. Maverick was just doing what he was supposed to. He was keeping a strong race, trying to show the other pilots that he had what it took to beat them in sudden death. But then he started gaining on MCK. And MCK started to feel that. And MCK made a mistake. So we're going up to the Google Cloud section. MCK is well in Maverick's point of view. Maverick knows he's got this. He's got Killian on his heels, but really Maverick is just running through his paces right now. But if he sees an opportunity, he's going to try and take it. And here we drop down over the observatory and coming up on the Algorand stack gate. And this is where MCK takes down some damage. So now Maverick is going to be able to start pulling in closer and closer. There, MCK's drone getting a little bit bigger. Coming around the tower, it's getting a little bit bigger. Now I know for a fact Maverick's heart is racing. Coming down to this Pentagon gate, he does one last flick as hard as he can and loses by just the skin of his teeth.
That is the sweep that MCK was hoping for, but as Alex has already hinted at, that means there are 2 spots available in the upcoming sudden death, and judging by our results, you would think Maverick and Killian are poised to get them. Evan, let's talk about your good friend, Alex FPV, because there is no denying how good he is. He's got 3 level wins so far this season, but when he isn't on, the difference is striking. Why is he so out of it, it seems, on this level?
Yeah, it's a really, if you look at it on paper, most would call it just he's hot and cold. You know, on these odd levels, he's destroying, he's winning every single odd level, and then the evens, he just hasn't been able to figure it out. And it's not this small discrepancy between his performance. It's going from the best in the world to not even being able to compete in the finals. So it may even be in his head at this point, but what we're going to look for from Alex in the sudden death, who's gotten 5th, 6th, 5th, we're going to look for him to have a mental reset. He knows he can run down Maverick and Killian, but he has to believe it deep down, knowing that he has nothing to lose in the sudden death.
Semi-final 2, sudden death. Stare finality in the face and deal. as they go for the points cash gate. Maverick in the red, drone in front. You had Killian in blue, but Alex FPV in red and blue now trying to stick his nose out in front as they head for the Algorand stack. They're through. A great job by Killian to move to the lead.
My heart is racing, and if I'm just commentating and freaking out, I know the rest of the pilots are. We're looking at Maverick and Killian in that blue and red dominating, but this is only lap 1. We see Alex FPV hot on their heels, and he wants to punch his ticket to the finals bad.
Maverick in red, Killian in blue, on to lap number 2. They are 1-2 heading over the observation deck. They'll go through the Dragonfly Diamond. Here we go. It's the Algorand stack again. Maverick in red. Oh, but he's got drone damage and he's out. So Killian in blue now with a huge lead, and Alex FPV in second as they set up for the tower. What a change of events. Oh, and Killian makes a mistake. Now it's Alex FPV and Vanover. What a change of events. Alex FPV and Vanover are moving on out of semifinal number 2.
Let's go, baby! Oh my gosh, we were so slow, but they just kept going down, dude. Let's go! They kept going down.
Oh, they leave it, baby!
Oh my gosh! Oh, little tandem Alex interview, you say?
Oh,
say
brother.
Less.
Oh.
It is gifted us one, son. Holy.
Oh my gosh.
2 veterans that we're normally used to seeing the faces of, but have been a little quiet so far this level. Alex and Vanover, great to see you both here. Vanover, I'm going to start with you. It looked like you weren't finding your lines, you weren't finding the path, but it happened in sudden death.
You know, I really need the pressure sometimes to fly well, and my motto going into that race was just finish. I knew some of the guys were going to push really, really hard, especially on lap 2, and I just decided to stop feeling bad for myself and go out there and fly the best I could, and it got me a second, which got me into the finals, and I'm really stoked.
Alex, I like what Vanover mentioned about to stop feeling bad for himself. And that's something that you similarly said earlier to me, that you just, you're not going to think about it too much and just go. Was that the benefit for you there as well?
I mean, yeah, just there's sometimes where I can finish every heat I fly, and there's sometimes where it feels like I can't finish any heat that I fly. And, number one thing for me is if I only race when I'm finishing the heats, then, I'm not going to be racing that much. So to just keep throwing your name in the hat and keep racing, keep trying as hard as you can. That's all you can do. And as you see, me and young Vanover over here, we went out there, we rolled the dice, and we made it out alive today.
If you can both give me just one word answer on my next question, how do you beat a man like MCK?
Persistence.
Consistency.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks, Layla. Woo! Woo! Let's go, babe.
Pretty evident how exciting DRL can be. The top 2 spots advanced. It goes to 2 very veteran and experienced pilots, Alex FPV and Vanover, 1-2 in sudden death.
To find out how Alex and Vanover won, we got to go back to Maverick and where he was at the Algorand stacked gate. You can see he makes his mistake as he tries to pull the turn just too tight, runs into the side of the gate, and the entire pack just moves on. Well, if that wasn't enough, let's jump forward over to Killian towards the end of the race where he loses his advantage. Here he is on the approach to the tower. Watch as he tries to pull it as tight as he possibly can, and he loses his advantage as well. And that's how Alex FPV and Vanover were able to get themselves into position and get themselves in the next round.
Looking at it from Vanover's point of view, Evan, he had a lot of colors in front of him for a very long time.
This was true veteran flying we saw from Vanover. He wasn't going to let the other pilots being ahead of him get in his head, and he knows that everybody makes mistakes. He said it in the interview himself. He was done feeling sorry for himself, and he was just going to go for it. He obviously has the skill in IRL flying, and applying that into the sim can be very difficult for some pilots. Vanover seems to be making improvements throughout the rest of this sim season and making his first finals appearance this year in the sim. I know that that is a great sign of progress for him. You see him sitting in 5th place behind so many pilots going into the Algorand stack gate, and then the craziness started to happen. He's then 3rd there behind Killian by a mile. There goes down Killian, leaving Alex FPV ahead into the Google Cloud, and the 2 Alexes in the DRL move on together to the final.
The 3 pilots advancing out of this semifinal: MCK, Alex, and Vanover. Well, 2 mind-blowing semifinals have whittled down the world's best. The top 6 will now move on to the finals.
Going into this season, I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business from last season. At the end of the day, my goal is to be the world champion, and I'm not going to always be fully satisfied unless I'm on the top spot.
I'm playing simulator till like 1 a.m. and I'm going to field at like 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. I'm practicing 3 times more than other people.
I'm planning to pick up where I left off at last year's Vegas Championship race. Last year was just about survival. This year I'm here to win.
I'm very good at being there no matter what the pressure is, no matter how many upsets there are. You can always count on a good race for me. 7 years of 707, you know?
I'm pretty confident. I know I can do it. I'm training for this. I'm practicing for this, like every day.
I'm fully expecting that I'm going to be competing for the top this season, especially with hybrid and everything. It's a really unique skill set required to do well. I think I'm uniquely positioned to excel at everything that we're going to be doing this year.
Being honest, I just want to win. I don't care if I have to train every single day at 6 a.m. I will do anything just to win.
I feel confident in my abilities to beat a lot of the pilots. I've been putting in a lot of work and a lot of practice, so I just feel confident.
These guys literally got their names by racing me. This isn't the first time I've raced them. I'm not really scared to race anybody.
The opportunity to be here is like such a privilege. So many pilots would wish to be here. I really want to show that I'm worthy.
I'm 100% committed that I will win every race out there. So if you like to root for a winner, then you probably should root for me.
To be an elite drone racer is a mindset. It's I need to be there. It's not I want to be there. It's not I hope to be there. It's I need to be there. I do deserve to be in DRL. The amount of time I put in should speak for itself.
DRL fans, how are you feeling? It's time to get excited for a night of drone racing.
I think we're ready for some racing. What do you guys think?
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By T-Mobile, stay connected with more 5G bars in more places. And by Points Cash, freedom to pay your way. Welcome back to the DRL Algorand World Championship. We're on the DRL simulator for Level 6 Biosphere, and we have finally made it to the finals. Evan, we just watched MCK absolutely dominate semifinal number 2, but since DRL was in its infancy, we have always driven home the point. Anything can happen in drone racing.
Absolutely. MCK was very dominant in his semifinal, but he did start to waver at the end. In Heat 3, he came down with some prop damage, meaning that it wasn't perfection. Now going into finals, we're going to see if any more mistakes where he maybe doesn't win a heat, if that starts to get in his head. It's easy to be confident when you don't lose, but the second you start to see that you're not perfect, that is what gets in your head. So keep an eye on MCK and that purple drone to see how he develops throughout this entire finals.
You just used a great word, right? And we use it a lot in this sport, confidence. Vanover in his first sim final of the season. Do you think that fact alone is enough for the 2019 DRL World Champion to sort of build that confidence even further?
Vanover flies his best when he's feeling his best. And I think previously in the sim races, he never really has felt himself. Now getting into a finals, like fair and square, simply being in the right place at the right time and competing with these pilots, he's feeling it. So I think if there's any time we're going to see some surprise, really fast heats from Vanover, it is right here and right now.
You know, we started this show talking about the pressure on Halo Walker's shoulders. After the semifinals, you almost feel like the pressure is shifted to MCK. Is that going to be liberating for Halo?
I mean, definitely to have the eyes off of Halo is going to be nice for him. Halo definitely seemed to, I don't know, he didn't seem like he was sharp. He had that incident where he hit the finish gate. He had that incident where he hit the Pentagon gate way out in the lead. So Halo has been sitting here for the past 30 minutes waiting for his turn, essentially, watching MCK be so dominant. Heat 1 is going to be incredibly important for Halo Walker.
Well, now that we're here in the finals, there are 6 regular heats. You win any one of them, and you are in the Golden Heat. Once we get to the Golden Heat, it is winner take all. Whoever finishes first will be the level champion. Let's introduce the pilots and colors for the Level 6 Biosphere Finals. MCK FPV flies purple, Seba FPV green and white, Pavelos orange and white, Halo Walker, the #1 pilot overall in the league so far this season, flies pink, Vanover, the 2019 DRL World Champion, flies silver, and Alex FPV, a 3-time level winner already this season, flies red and blue. Finals, Heat 1. Better bring your best to the Biosphere. An early lead for Vanover in silver. Seba in green now out in front. Halo Walker in pink right there. But MCK in purple, as he has usually done, has now found his way to the front.
You can definitely tell we're in the finals. All these pilots bunched up. Every single one of these people deserve to be here after a dominant performance in semifinals, and we have weeded out the pilots who it wasn't their night. What we're going to see is Halo Walker actually out in the lead of MCK, and MCK has not seen anyone in front of him all night long.
Halo Walker in pink starts them on lap number 2, but remember, Halo Walker had 2 huge self-inflicted errors in the semifinals. He just wants to stay clean. They set up for that Algorand stack. Halo Walker and Vanover changed positions, but Halo Walker maintains the lead.
Looks like MCK is not on it right now. Halo Walker running away with it, and I tell you, one thing will change the direction of the night. It is Halo Walker bringing home this first heat win, and it could completely change the story tonight.
Well, they're through the Pentagate, and Halo Walker does get the Heat 1 win in the fastest time we've seen all day.
Anchors out, baby. Anchors out.
Whew.
Anchors out.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yes.
Good job, Halo.
Oh, man.
GG.
That was a close one.
I want to know where I was. I feel like I was at least in the top 3
Looks
for
like
a
it
second.
wasn't close at all, bro.
No?
Looks like it wasn't.
Yeah,
it felt close.
I saw Halo,
really close.
I literally, after the first ladder thing,
Halo Walker, is it relief that we're seeing in you right now?
Oh yeah, that's really for sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to make Golden Heat in this final. It's packed for sure. Pavel is really fast on this track, Minchin as well. This kind of track style suits them, and it's close up there.
You mentioned it's very, very close, and often we hear the word about how important consistency is. I must ask you about a moment that happened in an earlier heat where you hit the final net wall. What happened there?
I'm trying a different line for the finish gate, where I swing really wide and try to hit the bottom right corner of the finish. And I went too far there, too far to the right. I'm pushing every inch on this track, and I think that it's also visible with the finish times in Heat 1 here. And those 2 heat mistakes in semifinals definitely hurt my confidence a little bit.
For viewers who are new to drone racing, can you express for us quite how tight everything is, how minimal the differences are between these brilliant pilots?
I mean, the gap, as you can see here, is a little bit bigger than it is usually. That's due to the track being so technical. But we're racing for every inch on this track, and every inch results in tenths and maybe even half of a second on this track.
It's exciting. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Halo Walker says inches, and whether it's inches or millimeters, it all matters. Halo Walker's winning time, a speedy 109.827.
Halo Walker's unorthodox moves at the Algorand stacked gate is his advantage. Look at how he goes through the gate, different than the rest of the pack. Well, did you blink? I bet you did. Let's go back and take a closer look. Halo did it just that fast. Watch as he approaches to the stack gate. He's got a left side approach, and then watch what he does as he spins into the gate. He rotates the drone the opposite way. The entire pack goes the other direction, and he's already into the other gate. From there on, it's smooth sailing into the win.
He's not used to seeing anybody out in front, Evan, but this is what MCK saw.
This is a unique perspective for 2 reasons. We get to see what MCK is doing that's so special. Look how precise he is through that Algorand stack gate. And now we get to see how he starts to perform when other drones are in his view. Typically what you see from MCK is this poised, confident, and just, it looks like art when he flies. But what you also will notice when a pilot like that starts to be put under like uncomfortable situations is that they lose that poise. So we're going to see going into this Algorand stack gate, is he had a bobble right there. He actually hit the top of the stack gate. And this could be a very interesting topic because we're going to see how Minshan recovers from it going forward. We're going to see if that Algorand stack gate starts to get in his head, and maybe even Halo Walker in the pink drone getting in his head. Again, Halo Walker getting that Heat 1 win is so vital.
Well, MCK may not have gotten the win, but one of the unique rules of the finals is that 2 seconds will advance you to the Golden Heat as well. So MCK knows he's got all the talent in the world. Now he just needs another second to join Halo Walker with a spot in the Golden Heat. Download the Drone Racing Arcade, a fun, free, and easy-to-play drone racing mobile game on iOS and Android. Halo Walker is first to rise to the occasion, but the finals are a marathon, not a sprint. More in a moment.
The Algorand ecosystem is where monumental change takes shape. So come transform the world with us on Algorand.
It's gonna be close. Yeah!
Mortals.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 6 Biosphere. We just watched Halo Walker win heat number 1, and he secured his spot in the winner-take-all Golden Heat. Evan, let's talk about the guy that finished second behind him, and you touched on it right before the break. We saw him make an uncharacteristic mistake the second time everybody went through that Algorand stack. Now, do you think that's going to be the key for him in this upcoming heat? If he gets through those areas clean, he's the one to beat.
From a mental perspective, it's very difficult to get out of a ditch like that. When flying at this level, you can't hesitate. You're essentially not thinking. You're flying off muscle memory and just flying off of the years of experience someone like MCK has. When you make a bobble like that, especially after flying so perfect in the previous heats, it can start to get in your head. And if he makes that mistake again, it can cause this domino effect of thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and getting inside his own head. And oh my goodness, let me tell you from personal experience, it is so difficult to get out of your own head when you're making a mistake in the same section of the track.
Finals, Heat 2. The pressure cooker cranks up again. A quick lead for Seba in green. They now go through that points cash gate. You've got Seba in green still in the lead, going over the observation deck. Vanover in silver in second. Vanover's now moved to front. Here's that Algorand stack. Who will do it better? Alex FPV, red and blue, comes out, as does Halo Walker, but Vanover not giving up.
Vanover is staying in it and keeping up with some of the fastest guys here in the league. Alex FPV is seeming to figure out something in the Algorand stack gate, and that's something we've seen from him in previous levels. If he doesn't have the fastest line, he's going to be the one to study, find what he needs to change, and execute.
Halo Walker, the pink drone, the winner of the first heat, out in front. Here's the Algorand stack again. He does it best, maintains the lead. Alex FPV in red and blue is right there. Through the T-Mobile gate, they'll now set up for the tower. Who can hug it the closest? That's often the decider as well. They'll go through the Google Cloud gate. Halo Walker and Pink still there, but this is going to be close as they all make the turn through the Penna gate. Who's got it? And it looks like Halo Walker goes back to back.
Let's go!
Alex P2. MCK P2?
Yeah, man,
wow.
I don't care. I'll take P3. I don't care. I'm cool with it.
1-2 Min-Chen, 1-2. Let's keep it going.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Starting to figure out the ladder now, boys.
Nice one, Min-Chen.
Starting to figure her out. I'm getting closer.
I almost sold on
Dude,
that.
everyone's...
We are talking about just milliseconds, small gaps here,
Yep.
but our anchor Craig described it as a pressure cooker. Are you feeling the heat?
Oh, I'm just happy to take a second place because I'm in the golden hit basically. So I think I'll try to push a little bit more harder because I'm already in the golden hit. So yeah, we'll see. I wish I don't hit the letter gate.
You're saying you want to push a little bit harder despite already being in the golden heat.
Yeah.
Why? Why would that be your strategy now?
Oh, I just wanted to get better podium when you actually get in the golden hit. So I think I will try to push a little bit more harder.
You're very calculated, very clinical. The people are around you. What do you need to do to make sure you can keep them away?
I think you basically own this track. I think all you have to care about is a ladder, and then before the start gate, you turn around the tower. I think you have to really care about that.
And you're very tight around that tower. Thank you.
Thank you.
MCK knows exactly what's at stake. As he's told Layla, he knows that with another second, he's now in the golden heat as well. So it's finding those incremental improvements. You cannot argue with Halo's strategy. A second win at 109.901.
It was a three-way battle all the way to the end. Take a look here at Halo Walker, MCK, and Alex FPV as they approach the U.S. Air Force gate and round that final turn. Alex FPV in the red and blue drone tries to drop low and get the pass on MCK. MCK just too fast. Let's take another look at that final turn. Slow it down right there. You can see the position that Alex is in. He's trying to find a way to get past MCK, but there's just no opportunity left in the race. Halo gets the win with MCK just behind and secures that second.
Let's just take a moment to note how cool that slow motion sim shot was from TK. This is what it looked like for Alex in real time.
Alex FPV, his lines are evolving here. He's getting better at the Algorand stack gate. In the semifinal, he was getting blown away by the other pilots, but what we're seeing time and time again from Alex is that he is willing to study, willing to look at other pilots' lines and learn from them. Not only does he learn from them, he executes, and that's the hardest thing, to be able to change your line in the middle of the finals and say, okay, my line is worse than this guy's, I'm going to learn from him and change mine, and it works. Alex FPV is so good in the open sections, and if he can just keep doing what he's doing in this ladder, it's going to make it very dangerous. He hasn't gotten a second or a first quite yet, but as you can see right here, he is right on the heels of Halo and MCK. He is one mistake away from one of them making a bobble, or even both of them making a bobble, getting him into the golden heat. And when Alex is in the golden heat, he's dangerous.
The official results have Halo Walker advancing, and with that second, MCK is now his partner in crime in the golden heat. For the moment, they're the only two there. Well, Elvin, I love the way you took us through that FPV view in terms of Alex, so I want to stay with him for a moment, okay? The pilots, and you just referred to it as a ladder. That is the Algorand stack that we're seeing during the race course. But go back to what you were mentioning in terms of his adaptability, right? The microprocessing power that all these pilots have.
Absolutely. To give you perspective, these pilots are given 30 minutes to study the course and set their best qualifying time. After that 30 minutes, they're not giving any instruction. They're not working together. It is every man for his own out there. And some pilots develop different lines. And what you typically see is that other pilots, they each have their strengths and weaknesses. And if a true champion world-class level pilot will understand that he's not perfect, they're not the best, they don't know everything, they're going to know what they do well and then watch very carefully and see what other people are beating them at, and then stealing those ideas, using them to their advantage and applying them to their own game. They then do that throughout the course of semifinals and finals. Next thing you know, you're flying at the top of your game, and for Alex FPV, if history repeats itself, better than anyone in the world.
Finals, Heat 3. Nature and competition abhor a vacuum, as they'll now go for that points cash gate. Seba again with an early lead, but he's now dropped back. Vanover in silver there. Alex FPV red and blue there for a moment. Pavelos in orange and white trying to get to the front.
MCK goes down early, leaving a great opportunity for these other pilots. Alex FPV also with a bobble, so if there's a time for someone to capitalize, it's right now. Keep an eye on the gray drone of Vanover and the orange and white drone of Pavelos. If I'm Halo Walker right now, I'm going to give it everything I have to guard the golden heat and hopefully take a win. If he can give one of these guys a second, that'll at least protect him for another heat, but Vanover and Pavelos are not going to make it easy.
Guess what? Here comes Halo Walker. The pink drone right there, equal first with the other two through the Algorand stack, but Halo Walker head and shoulders better than the other two. Now they're through the T-Mobile gate. They set up for the twist around the tower. Halo Walker in pink, Vanover in silver, Pavelos orange and white. They're your top three. Halo Walker once again out in front through the Pentagate. Look at this dominance. Halo Walker 3 for 3, and it looks as if Vanover will take the important second.
Watch out, boys.
Wow. Wow.
Impressive stuff, Annie.
Man, I was up there, but I got too nervous at the end there.
Yeah,
Oh.
tell me about nerves. Mei-chan, you can't put that pressure on me, dude. He's like, gate two's
I
like,
don't know.
I'm down.
Vanover, we just overheard you there talk about nerves. Tell me, how do they run through you? Are these physical? Are they just in your mind? What does nerves look like for you?
I think mostly it's mental for me. You know, the sim has never been my strong suit, but I've always kind of tell myself that, and I have to stop with that mentality if I'm ever going to do well in DRL as a whole. And so that's kind of my mentality right now. Being in the finals and doing well with the guys is just showing me that I do have the skill, and the nerves are starting to go away, and the confidence is starting to get there.
Now, you have some incredible people around you. Tell me, who's your biggest competition and why?
I mean, really, right now, the biggest competition has to be MCK. I know Halo's won the last 3 heats, but I think that MCK is probably still the fastest person on this course. He just hasn't really shown it yet here in the finals. But respectfully to all the guys, they're all amazing competitors, and they're all great competition, but it really doesn't matter how good or bad they are. I just got to focus on myself and get another second or first and get into that golden heat.
And so what do you do now? What's the next step?
The strategy for me has been just to keep pushing really, really hard in the finals. I'm very grateful to be here. It was almost kind of gifted to me a little bit, so I got nothing to lose and everything to gain. The only way I'm going to get a second or a first is if I just push as hard as I possibly can. And so far, that's gotten me 2 fourths and a second. And if I keep going, I might be able to get another second.
Great to watch. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Layla.
I'm going to play off of what Vanover just said to Layla, focusing on himself, because if he focused on the numbers, it might blow his mind. He gets second over Pavelos by 2 1/1000ths of a second. Of course, both of them behind Halo.
You go head-to-head with Halo Walker into the Algorand stacked gate. You're not going to win. Check a look at Halo Walker in the pink drone. Vanover in the silver drone. You can see Halo Walker just soars through that gate. Let's back up and take a close, slower look at what Halo Walker does. Halo Walker on the dive through the Dragonfly gate. He's on the inside corner approaching the gate. You can see that Vanover there in silver has a good position, but Halo Walker just turns better. He puts his sticks faster on the movements of the plastic. Pavelos makes a mistake, and Vanover swings wide, so Halo Walker takes the lead from there on.
Evan, the silver lining for Pavelos is it was his best finals result yet.
Oh, he was so close to getting that coveted second place, and Vanover, quite honestly, stole it out from under him. Pavelos, once he gets into the golden heat, you know, you're in the safe zone. That's the same for all of these pilots. But getting there is so difficult, and like I say, the time where you have your best shot is when some of these top pilots make an error. MCK and Alex at PV went out early with a big bobble, leaving Pavelos and Vanover in a 3-way battle alongside Halo Walker to fight for a first or second. I know for a fact Pavelos was aware of that, and I could see I could almost sense watching his flying that his heart was pounding. And understandably so. When you're so close but know you're in a battle, every single turn counts. Vanover was calm, collected, had that veteran experience, and he's got some different level of swagger that he's never had on the sim before, which could, you know, hopefully get him at the golden heat.
There it is. All firsts so far for Halo Walker. MCK, based on his 2 seconds, is there. But Vanover also mentioned to Layla, he knows another second is all he needs to have a chance after he gets in the golden heats. So far, Halo Walker has made it look like a walk in the park, but he's smart enough to know the others are ready to pounce.
The Earth is 70% water and 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us. Copy that. Aim high, Airman.
This year I feel like I have something to prove. Last season was just about survival. This year I'm here to win.
He came into this season wanting to prove he could fly IRL, and he has done it.
The energy with the crowd was amazing. Having them cheer you on and bringing more energy is just what I need.
Halo Walker, the champion of the Race in the Clouds.
I can perform well in front of a crowd.
Halo's line work has really stepped it up this season, and it's paying off huge.
What I love about racing is the adrenaline rush it gives me.
2 for 2.
And the close battles we have.
Halo Walker still just leading Alex FPV.
We have a lot of fast pilots, and it's going to get very heated on the flight deck.
I see you! You mad at me!
Neither you.
Yeah!
But I went down and you didn't.
This is what we call racing. I've described my flying style as risky.
So much fun.
I'm not afraid to take risks. I'm adjusting my lines to be more consistent, but also fast. I think the best way to improve your drone flying is seek discomfort.
That's not what they're supposed to look like.
And just fly.
Flying good, feeling good!
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Very happy you're joining us for Level 6 Biosphere. We are halfway through the finals, and we've got 2 pilots, Halo and MCK, who have already qualified for the Golden Boot. Evan, we started the show talking about Halo Walker and addressing what he had to do or what we thought he might do on this level. After those rough semis that we witnessed, he's now been perfect in the finals. Give him a grade so far.
Well, we talk about peaking at the right time so commonly. And, I mean, peaking at the beginning of finals is not technically where you want to peak, but the ultimate, everyone's dream, mine included, is to go into a finals and just be unstoppable. And that, I can't describe how difficult that is because, you know, it's easy to get in your own head even when you're winning. You know, you win 5 heats in a row, you're going to start to be like, oh, I'm unstoppable, I can do anything, I got this. But to have that perfect final, you have to block out the noise, keep your head down, and be ultra focused. I know Halo Walker wants this really bad. We talked earlier in the week about how bad he wants it and how he's kind of in a bit of a slump. But if I'm Halo Walker, I am laser focused, not letting anything get in the way. No matter what happens, good, bad, or ugly, focus up and focus on the golden heat.
Finals, Heat 4. Crank up that Apex Predator mentality as they now go for the points cash gate yet again. Once again, Seba right there. Halo Walker, the earliest he's been in the front, but MCK now right there as well.
Alex FPV goes down with drone damage very early on. Vanover right there behind him. Both of those are not going to be good for their mental toughness, and it's going to be a battle between Halo Walker, Pavelos, and MCK. Can MCK start to recover and prove to himself that he has what it takes to keep up with Halo?
Down to the U.S. Air Force gate. That'll start lap number 2. It's Halo Walker in pink, MCK in purple, Pavelos orange and white. They're your top 3. Over the observation deck, it'll be the Dragonfly Diamond, and here comes the Algorand stack.
Halo Walker is just on another level right now. Another pilot we're going to be watching very closely is Pavelos in the orange and white drone. He is hunting for a second or a first. He has MCK close on his heels, but oh, it's so close, and that would be a big deal for him going into the final.
Can I have an H, an A, an L, and an O? Because Halo Walker is now 4 for 4 in these finals, and Pavelos does get his second.
Yep.
Oh,
Let's go.
Minchan!
Oh my god!
Wow!
Wow, GG's Minchan.
Oh
GG's.
my god!
GG's.
1 millisecond. 1 millisecond on that one. Nuts.
That's nuts, yeah.
Dude, Pavel, you're having some close ones out there.
Dude, I don't know what I'm doing.
1 millisecond. Holy.
Halo Walker, you seem so comfortably in control. Am I right? Halo Walker, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, perfect. You seem so perfectly in control at the moment. Am I right?
Yeah, I think I found my groove on this track. Managed to iron out those mistakes I've had earlier. I'm going easy on some parts, but the other parts that I'm not going easy on seem to give me enough cushion to keep winning these heats.
Tell me about the Algorand stack, because you're taking a different line on that.
I'm taking a very different approach to that gate compared to everybody else. I'm going for a full left turn and then swing around and wait for to see the gate. It's a very blind maneuver and maybe a bit risky, but I feel like it's more consistent overall compared to the other guys' lines.
And it's working. Thank you.
Thanks.
As we take a look at the leaderboard, the top line just continues to show more pink as it's been 4 consecutive wins. Pavelos now with a second, so look towards Pavelos and Vanover in these next 2 heats because they're trying to join Halo and MCK in the golden heats. All eyes continue to be on Halo Walker as the world wonders, can he continue this angelic performance?
Hitting the road, not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
A Maverick is somebody who takes the lone path to the top.
I feel great. I'm ready to fly in front of the whole crowd. It's going to be so sick having 6,000 people here.
I've had countless amount of people count me out before, believe I would never get to the big stage, and I've always adapted and overcame that.
From Van Nuys, California, he never runs out of clutchness. Flying the red drone, it's Maverick!
The next step is to execute throughout the season and stand alone at the top.
Only 3 pilots up. Maverick and Red in the lead.
I know how to fly my lines, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully it's going to play out for me.
Maverick is doing a great job staying in front of Vanover.
Drone racing has always been such an adrenaline rush for me. I've always been an adrenaline junkie. We're zooming around stadiums, courses at full throttle. To be able to have that adrenaline rush is why I've wanted to pursue it so bad.
Do you even know who you're inheriting from, your red color?
You look up to the people who you want to be. I've idolized Gab for years, Vanover as well. They're both very talented drone racing pilots, and I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to beat them this year. I don't hate to say it, actually.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 6 Biosphere. With just 2 more regular heats of racing remaining, just 2 pilots have secured their spots in the Golden Heat, Halo Walker and MCK. Evan, we often don't talk enough about, the strategy of racing, but after watching 2 heats where the second place was decided by first 2 1,000ths of a second and then 1 1,000th of a second, let's have you talk about, Vanover and Pavelos and how they're going to deal with their strategies, but then also Halo Walker and MCK and how they deal with the strategy of blocking other pilots out of the Golden Heat.
Indeed, there are 2 very distinct strategies being played at the same time, both, I guess, caring for one another at this point. Pavelos and Vanover are maybe not on a team, but pretty close to it. They want to get those seconds and first to get into the Golden Heat and take down those high-performing pilots like MCK and Halo. The bigger the Golden Heat, the better it could possibly be for those lower seasonal standing pilots. Then you have MCK and Halo Walker on the complete opposite side. They're sitting at the top. They don't want anybody to get even close to them, so they're going to do whatever they can to block out the Pavelos, the Vanover, to keep everyone as small of points as possible. So MCK and Halo Walker are going to be shooting for first and seconds. If they were smart, they're not going to have any kind of cat fights for trying to take over first for pride or anything. They're going to take a nice first and second and just keep guarding that Golden Heat.
Finals, Heat 5. Maximize the mission's potential as they're all up again. Alex FPV, the red and blue drone, Sieben, the green drone, right there in front. Halo Walker, the pink drone, trying to get up there. He's moving up the ranks, but at the moment it's Alex FPV. No, it's MCK in the lead.
MCK and Siba both go down in that Algorand stack gate. MCK might be in his own head right there, so let's keep an eye on him because he's running out of heats to lock it down.
Well, those 2 drone-damaged pilots are out at the back. Halo Walker, the pink drone, out front as they're now on lap number 2. Get used to it, friends. Halo Walker continues to tell everyone this is my course, but look at Alex FPV. If he can get second in this heat, then perhaps a second place in Heat 6 would get him in the Golden Heat.
MCK and Halo Walker have the red and blue pom-poms out for sure. They are cheering for Alex FPV because Alex doesn't have a second yet. So that still means they have a 2-person Golden Heat. Halo Walker needs to win and Alex FPV gets second. We still have a 2-person Golden Heat.
Well, Halo Walker does get to win, and Alex FPV does get the second. By the way, fastest heat we've seen so far.
Alex.
I was way further back.
Come on, still a 2-pilot Golden. We got
back
this.
Back to P3, baby.
Running back, baby.
Back to P3, that fast.
Oh my God. Minchan, we gotta get more defense here. Come on.
The fastest heat we've seen so far, and Alex, you just made it exciting.
I'm trying out here. Miss Layla. Like I said, the best I can do is the best I can do. So I'm just going out here, trying to figure it out. These ladders are taking a toll on my emotions tonight, so just trying to slow it down and figure out how to do those. And if I can figure that out in the next heat or 2, we're going to have something to work with for sure.
Well, you don't have many more heats to go. You do have a second place. You don't have many options now. Slowing it down and trying to figure it out, or full throttle now?
I mean, we're here for a season, you know. We have a lot of races. Races are the small picture. I just have to look at the big picture, and that second put me in P3, so I just got to go out here, make sure I don't go down, and get as many positions as I can. Hopefully that's a second, and if it's not, just be towards the front of the pack and collect these points for the championship.
He's looking at the long game. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to those quick calculations that Evan was talking about earlier in the show. Halo Walker gets the fastest win so far, 109.504. Alex FPV a 10th behind.
Alex FPV puts himself into a great position. How did he do it? Well, let's take a look. He's neck and neck with Vanover on the drop. Vanover actually in the lead in that silver drone as they approach the U.S. Air Force gate, but Alex takes him on the turn. How does he do it? Let's jump back and dive deep into it. Alex FPV recognizes that Vanover is with him, so he can tell that he's next to him on the approach to the gate. Watch Alex, starts his turn early, pulls into the gate sooner, Vanover goes a little wide, and Alex comes out ahead.
Alex FPV's FPV view right here, and this is his first second here in the finals. So with Halo Walker getting the fastest heat and Alex FPV being just behind him, that means that Alex FPV had to be on a burner as well. You know who else was? Is the silver drone of Vanover. I mean, I hate to say it, Vanover and I have been big rivals over the years for as long as I can remember, but so much respect to him right now for how he's flying. He is getting closer and closer to another second or even a win to put him in the golden heat. And as far as the seasonal standings goes for that DRL World Championship spot that he wants back so badly, it's looking good for him throughout these next sim races. Halo Walker remains dominant with another first. Will that get in his head? He right now still has that two-person golden heat, but Alex FPV almost was able to grab that away from him. One more heat left before we have a locked-in golden heat.
Well, it's going to be hard for everyone to ignore the pink and purple of Halo Walker and MCK, but coming up in that final regular heat, better watch Alex FPV, Pavelos, and Vanover. If a first or second falls into their lap, they're moving on to the golden heat as well.
Want to support your favorite pilot from home? Just head over to shopdrl.io to grab jerseys and the latest gear from DRL.
Halo Walker's doing his best to crush every other pilot's confidence. So far, so good.
For more than 2 decades, Dragonfly has been engineering innovative UAV and AI solutions across industries in the public and private sectors. This year, we have released a new heavy-lift UAV capable of carrying more than 30 kilograms and the versatile Commander 3XL UAV that can accommodate a whole host of payloads, including our new LiDAR system. From landmine detection and EMS delivery drones deployed in Ukraine to our biometric insight AI, our reputation has been built on our commitment to engineer technology that saves time, money, and lives.
Vital Intelligence is a contactless vital sign monitoring platform developed using machine vision and AI. What we've developed is the ability to remotely monitor blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, respiratory rate, and a slew of other vital bioindicators. Looking at the vasculature of your cheeks is able to see with every heartbeat the blood flowing through your face. The Vital Intelligence platform does these calculations in real time. So within 10 to 15 seconds of being observed by almost any camera, we're able to then provide any user with those valuable biometrics.
I definitely think we're going to see my heart rate increase on the Dragonfly kiosk.
Drone racing can be an exhausting endeavor. The races take hours, they're highly intense, and as our drone racers prepare to endure those conditions, we can help them deliver stronger performances on race day. With this new technology, we're revolutionizing the experience for pilots, fans, and the sporting industry now and into the future.
It's going to be close. Yeah!
What I love about drone racing is the competition. I love that pressure in those golden heats because if I lose, I lost to the very best in the world. And that's something that you can't get outside of DRL. When we're out on the flight deck and we're in an important race, my heart rate is just going so fast. I'm so excited. And it's almost as if the moment the race starts, my heart rate calms down.
Vanover that flashing drone, get used to seeing it at or near the front.
I need that pressure. I need that animosity. I need the other guys looking at me with that intent to beat me. I love all that because it makes me just want to fly the very best that I can. All that matters is how I fly, and if I focus on myself and I fly my best, then I'll win. You're only as good as your last race. That's my mentality going into this year. Keep that energy alive. Don't focus on races that have just happened. Focus on the next one. The goal is always the same, and that's to be the world champion.
Performing when it counted, ladies and gentlemen, that is Vanover. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back. We've only got one more chance here in the finals of Level 6 Biosphere for the pilots to earn their way into the Golden Heat. 2 pilots are already there, Halo and MCK. We've got 3 other pilots with that critical second place. They just need a second or a first to move on. They are Alex FPV, Pavelos, and Vanover. Evan, take us into their mindset. Do you go for second or do you go for the win?
You just want a ticket to the Golden Heat. That's all it is. You don't have to win if you're Alex, FPV, Vanover, or Pavelos. You just need a second place. What they're thinking right now, or what I was always thinking, was that this is what separates the best from the rest. These are the moments that we've dreamed of. These are the moments that all of these pilots have practiced for. They're not in the Golden Heat yet, but if they want a shot at winning this thing, if they want just even an opportunity, they have to buckle down, perform when it counts, and just grab a second place. Once they've done that, they're in the Golden Heat and can give it everything they've got. But this is what even gives them the ticket to get there. This is what they practice for.
Final Heat 6. The science of winning is simple. Be first, as they all now head for the points cash gate, the sweeping right turn. You've got MCK, FPV, Halo Walker right there, Siva still right there. Who's it going to be as they head for that Algorand stack? This has been the element that has switched it all around. And of course, it's Halo Walker in pink that comes out in front.
MCK is 100% in his head. He just hit the Algorand stack for a 3rd time in the finals, and that is leaving the opportunity. Oh my goodness, it's a 3-way battle for that. Oh my gosh.
Well, the 3 pilots that need a second are fighting for second. Halo Walker out in front, but at the moment, Alex FPV in red and blue is where he needs to be. Pavelos, orange and white, sits in 3rd. These final maneuvers are going to decide, will it be a 2-person Golden Heat, a 3-person Golden Heat, or even a 4-person Golden Heat? It's the tower. Alex FPV trying to stay close. Halo Walker trying to stay in the lead. Can Halo Walker sweep the regular heats? It looks like it. But who's going to get that second? Halo will win. And Alex FPV gets a second to move on to the Golden Heat.
Nice job, Alex. Nice job. Nice racing.
That was all I had.
That was all I had, dude. That was it.
Nice racing, Alex.
GG, Pavel. GG, dude.
Great job getting in there.
Good run, Alex. Good run.
That was good racing, Alex.
Alex, are you doing
Yeah,
my
you
line?
too, guys. No.
Oh.
No.
Wow.
It was the MCK Halo Walker show until Alex made it exciting, and here you come again, creeping in right at the end. Tell me about your plan going forward, because really it's in your hands now. For those 2, it's about their mind. For you, what will you do?
You know, I really like to lean on. I've went into basically every Golden Heat this season not being favored to win. You know, there's always been somebody else noticeably faster than me in finals, but one thing I have is there's always a chance that I can come out with an absolute burner in the Golden Heat, and that's basically what I'm going to do today. Like, just go out there and fly, and either it's going to happen or it's not, and, you know, it's happening for me so far, so I'm hoping we got some good luck saved up.
Alex, you've always been a bit of a fan favorite. I think it's because you're relatable, you're charismatic, and you're just so easy to get behind. Why do you think you're a fan favorite?
You know, I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm a very electric pilot. I love getting amped up. You know, it goes on both sides of the fence. I'm very passionate, so when I'm mad, you know, you see the passion, but when I'm excited, I think everybody feels that. And, you know, I appreciate everybody, all the fans behind me. If it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So I hope all those fans that, you know, root for me on these races kind of feel that too, that they're on a part of this journey with me. So maybe they can relate a little bit, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I think I'm fun to watch race, and if anything, it's always fun to tune into.
It is. You're certainly contagious energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is one heck of a roller coaster ride when you are cheering for Alex FPV. Halo Walker, he is earning friends and fans with every single heat. He sweeps the regular heats, winning Heat 6 in a time of 110.140.
All it takes is one gate, one turn, and for Alex FPV, it was the Dragonfly gate. This is why you never give up. Take a look at Pavelos in the orange drone and Alex in the red and blue drone. Let's jump in closer on the approach to the Dragonfly gate as Alex, who's not quite in position, is under the gun, and you can see Pavelos gets the turn but has to go through wide because of his aggressive approach. That gives Alex the ability to make the pass and hold on to second from there.
Evan, you mentioned it during the race. MCK is just having problems right and left.
Indeed. We talked about it early on. After he made that first mistake in the semifinals at the Algorand stack, we just mentioned it. Like, oh, if he makes that mistake again, it could get in his head. Boom. There it is. It really has. And it's so hard to fix an error like that. Or not necessarily an error, but get that out of your head. And the nice thing, and like the reason that MCK is where he is right now is because he's able to get himself out of those situations. It seems like when he gets the golden heat, no matter how poorly he's flying, he just figures it out, backs off maybe 5%, and it just gets him enough. And that's all MCK's after right now. He's not trying to, or he shouldn't be trying to win. If he just keeps knocking out those seconds, thirds, podiums, if he stays on the podium, I predict he will come out as the DRL World Champion. Halo Walker doesn't want him to be there, and Halo Walker is flying like a world champion. So this golden heat, I just can't tell you what's about to happen.
Well, there is no arguing with Halo Walker's perfection. But after watching Alex FPV's back-to-back seconds to get into the golden heat, you feel like he's got just as much momentum. 6 pilots entered the finals. 3 will advance to the golden heat. We will decide it all after this.
The reason I fly is that grind effort that my soul just loves. Putting in all this effort and getting something out of it. Going from not good to competitive, I can't get enough of it.
Alex FPV, he puts it all on the line, and he just loves a good battle.
That felt like drone racing. Good, I love that so much. I'm only here for hard work. As of right now, nobody really has the work ethic that I have in drone racing. I'm not scared to lose. When it comes down to racing, there's a lot of people out there that are scared to put their quad on the line.
Oh, I clipped it. I clipped it.
Well, to me, you can't win if you don't try. For me, in my head, what it takes to win the world championship is dedication, effort, and the will to never give up. You have to love something so much you hate it.
Alex FPV wins level 1.
that's where I think champions are made.
DRL fans, how are you feeling? It's time to get excited for a night of drone racing.
I think we're ready for some racing. What do you guys think?
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By Dragonfly, North America made and manufactured drone and AI solutions. And by the U.S. Air Force. Aim high. Welcome back to the finals of Level 6 Biosphere. We have all arrived at the Golden Heat, and more specifically, three pilots have arrived here to contest who will be our winner. Will it be Halo Walker, MCK FPV, or Alex FPV? Evan, I tell you what, right? I think the big storyline is, of course, can Halo complete the sweep? But I want to throw a stat at you, okay? Every time Alex has made the Golden Heat, he has won. So who's your pick going to be out of these three, my friend?
Alex FPV is hard to bet against. He really is. But MCK is too, and so is Halo Walker. The beauty of drone racing is we don't know what's going to happen. But, you know, we can make our guesses, and that's what's fun. So what would be so legendary, and what has just never in the history of drone racing that I know of ever happened, has anybody sat down MCK 6 heats in a row and then done it in the Golden Heat when it counts. It's just never happened. And I think that would be the most legendary just stat of drone racing ever. If Halo Walker steps up to the plate and hits a home run, it'll go down in history. I'm picking Halo Walker.
Finals, Golden Heat. Who will get to declare victory in the virtual Bavarium as it's three pilots to decide it all. An early lead for Alex FPV ahead of Halo Walker in pink and MCK in purple. And look at this, here we go, the Algorand stack. Alex FPV does it well. Halo Walker closes the gap.
Alex FPV is definitely on one of his Golden Heat runs. Halo seems to be stronger in the tower, so I'm interested to see who comes out the backside ahead.
Alex FPV for the moment right there with Halo as now they go through the U.S. Air Force gate to start lap number 2. Halo Walker in pink, now the slightest of advantages as they'll go over the observation deck. Out front, Halo Walker and Alex.
Alex FPV does not want to lose to Halo Walker. There has been so much trash talking over the years that they've competed against one another, and Alex FPV has usually been on the giving end of it. Halo Walker wants to give some back, and again, this would be one of the most legendary wins in drone racing history.
Here we go! 2 turns, now just 1. It'll be through the Pentagate. Halo's got the inside line.
My God.
And Halo Walker absolutely brilliant in the Biosphere as he sweeps it all.
Oh, baby! Yes, baby!
Wow.
I'm dropping it down, son! Oh, we are dropping it down! Oh! P2 after a day like that? Oh! Yeah! And I'm coming. I want you to know I'm coming, boy. Woo!
Good job, guys.
Oh, God, I could throw this radio right now.
Whew.
the worst.
Oh.
The entire event today, awash with pink. The dominance that you have had has been unbelievably powerful. Evan turned around before and said it would be legendary. We know that it's also history-making. Halo Walker, what does this say about you today?
This means everything. In the beginning of the season, I said last year was about survival, and this year I'm here to win, and I meant that. And I think I'm showing this right now. I had a few bad levels previously on the sim, and I told everyone I was going to come back stronger, and I think I did, and I showed this in this finals in this golden heat.
Ahead of this level, I know that you've been looking out for advice and asking people how to help you. Not only must this give you huge confidence, but also knowing that you beat someone like MCK. How much confidence is this going to give you for the rest of the league?
This is the confidence boost I needed. Confidence boost I needed right here. Alex, every final he made, he won that level, and this is the first one where I managed to keep him from winning. I was in the lead when I crashed in the golden heat back in US Air Force. Unfortunate, and this time I managed to keep it together and get the win.
Thank you very, very much. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Notable that Halo Walker is cognizant not just of the win, but the things in his past that he was able to build on. It all comes together as he does indeed hit his Grand Slam in the Golden Heat, winning it all in a time of 111.258.
For Halo Walker, it all came down to the T-Mobile gate. Take a look here as Alex FPV in the red and blue drone has the advantage in front of Halo. But as they go through the T-Mobile gate, it's the execution through the exit that Halo shines, and he pulls out of the gate in time to get the pass. Let's get a closer look. Halo Walker and Alex FPV both neck and neck on the approach. Alex has the advantage. Halo's a little lower. He starts his upswing sooner than Alex, and Alex is too slow on the launch. With the extra elevation, he can't get the speed he needs, and Halo runs away with it.
Halo's 7 for 7 performance all adds up to a #1 top step of the podium here on level 6. Alex FPV in second and MCK FPV in third. Well, Evan, it seems only fitting that our U.S. Air Force fastest heat belongs to Halo Walker. 5th heat of the finals.
Watching Halo Walker fly tonight was just a joy to watch. I have seen so many drone races. I've participated in so many drone races, and it just doesn't happen that often what Halo Walker did tonight. Unstoppable, perfect, and it was incredible. Great job.
He was #1 coming into the level. He stays #1 overall in the season, but he's now increased his lead. But guess what? Look right below Halo Walker, because there has been a shakeup. Alex FPV's second here in level 6 means he is now second overall in the season, moving 3 points ahead of MCK. Well, that does it for level 6 Biosphere. Congrats again to Halo for an outstanding and historical evening. Follow DRL on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube. For Evan Turner, Tony Niddle, Layla Anna Lee, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching. This is a copyrighted broadcast of Drone Racing League Incorporated and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Drone Racing League Incorporated.